Hi guys, Darth Thesis here, back with another Star Wars action figure review, and today we're going to take a look at the new Death Watch Mandalorian from the first season of The Mandalorian and the flashback scenes. And yeah, we've been getting a lot of Mando figures in the 3 3/4 inch line. Has been really nice. There's these guys. We're getting a bunch of the Clone Wars ones. We're getting the normal looking kind of Death Watch Mandos. We're getting the Super Commandos and the Super Commando Captain, and we're even getting a re-release slash slight update to the Shea Vizsla figure, which is also a Mandalorian character. So we're getting a lot of Mandos in 3 3/4 inch, which I'm definitely all for. I love collecting the Mando figures, the different Mando figures, especially in 3 3/4 inch. And I've become really fond of this Mando design. I don't know why. It's in the show for like 2 minutes max, maybe. And it's not even the design of the Death Watch from the Clone Wars, but it's a really cool design nonetheless, even though it's a lot of like reused bits and pieces from different Mandos, mainly Din Djarin from that series. Just looks really good. And I'm gonna eventually own this figure in 3 different scales. We got 3 3/4 inch. I'll at some point get the Black Series 6 inch, and I have the Hot Toys 6 scale figure from last year. And the Hot Toys is really nice. I thought about bringing it down to do a comparison, but I was too lazy to do so. But that figure is really nice as well. And I don't usually buy army builders when it comes to 6 scale stuff. He's only one of 2 that I have army builder wise. So yeah, I just really like this design. But taking a quick look at the figure in the packaging. Not going to unbox the guy on camera because I actually do have one loose. I got 2 of these guys. I'm going to be opening this one as well, but I thought I'd keep this one in the package just to show off the card. I like the orange, and the figure looks really nice on the card with the Star Wars The Mandalorian. Pretty decent image of the Death Watch Mandalorian there. I don't know what specific scene this comes from, but it's pretty cool. And then on the back, you just got some of the other figures that have been released. I previously and recently reviewed the Ahsoka Tano, which I believe is of the same wave. I have the Bo-Katan, which I didn't review, but it's a really nice figure. And then there's the upcoming Clone Trooper, 501st Clone Trooper, which I'm probably going to get. And then Fennec Shan, which at some point I will get as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the card back, the packaging, whatnot. So let's move him in the background, I guess. And take a look at the actual figure. Move down here. I don't got any of his accessories on. He's just bare here. And yeah, it's a really nice figure. I'm loving kind of what they're doing. 3 1/4 inch. It just gets better and better for the most part. And I think this one's an absolute home run from Hasbro. I think this one's really good. Love the helmet. The sculpt's really good. It's basically the Boba Fett sculpt, but it is different because he doesn't have the dent. And I think it looks great. I think they finally really nailed the Boba Fett style Mando helmet. I think that looks good. For some reason, it looks like he has a little dent in the middle of his face, but yeah, it looks great. All the paint apps are also pretty clean as well. Love these different shades of blue that are all going on. I think the blue looks really nice. He's got little bits of silver paint for a little bit of battle damage, I guess. I'll be honest, there's actually not much battle damage aside from on the chest, so it's kind of weird looking, honestly, but it's not too bad. It's cool. It's got the Death Watch logo there, which looks pretty nice. Some of the blue is bleeding through some of the white here, but most of it looks pretty clean. He's got a peg hole for the jetpack, which we'll get to in a moment. I like the different shades. You can have a light, somewhat darker blue, and then the lighter blue on the top, which is cool. And you got little details like little silver on the gauntlet there. It looks nice. The belt's nice as well, and they've got the little gold buckle, which is cool. And some more of these little white markings. And this little like strap, he's got a little canister or whatever that is in the boots. So that's really cool. Yeah, it's a really good looking figure, you know. I don't know. I really like the color. I guess if you don't like blue, maybe you wouldn't like it, but yeah, he's really nice. In terms of articulation, he's got a ball joint at the head. I believe it's a dumbbell joint. You're not going to get it too far back up. You get it down quite a bit, though. He also has a moving rangefinder, which is very cool, especially at 3 1/4 scale. It actually moves easy, no problem. I find sometimes these can kind of get seized up in the helmets and not want to move. This one moves just fine. Ball hinges at the shoulders move about 90, which is good, and they rotate. And they have the single hinge elbows that move quite far in, which is really good. And then he has swivel and hinges at the wrist. I believe both go up and down, which is good. You have a ball joint at the torso, or dumbbell joint in the torso rather, which moves back a fair bit, but it does get kind of gappy, so you don't want to be careful with that. Doesn't crunch too far, it does a little bit. You get rotation there, and you get pretty good pivot actually. There is actually also a dedicated swivel joint at the waist as well, which I wasn't expecting, and that's pretty cool. Although a bit redundant, I would say. So you got the new ball joints at the hips, the 3 3/4 inch, the more Black Series style hips. I'm absolutely loving that they're putting these on the 3 3/4 inch figures. That makes the posing on these figures so much easier and so much more fun than those the old hinges they used to do. These are so much better engineered, so that's very cool. And you have swivel cut at the thigh, single hinge at the knee, which moves I think about as much as you need it to. I don't believe there's swivel cut at the boot, no. And then there's hinges at the ankles and rockers. So yeah, articulation I think is great. No real complaints there. And then accessory-wise, you do have a few accessories. You do have his jetpack, of course. It is sculpted and painted pretty nicely, and I do believe it's a brand new sculpt. I like how the peg is in a circle. It's got a flat spot, so it won't rotate on the back. That is cool. Also, you have little flame effects, thruster effects. You can put them in at the bottom here. I believe the deluxe Boba Fett actually comes with those. The upcoming one that hasn't come out yet, but I am excited for that one. But that can just plug onto the back, and it goes on pretty securely. It's not just going to fall off. You know, you can move them around, pose them around, and it's fine. But it's also not like stuck in there either, so you can get it off pretty easily. He also comes with a couple blasters that we see. He does have the Mando style pistol from Clone Wars, which is cool. It's cast in black, and you got a little bit of brown for the grip, so that's cool. You can hold that no problem. You can slot that in any of his hand. You can put it in his right hand there. That looks pretty good. You can put it in his left hand if you want. That works as well. And then you can, of course, slot that in the holster. And it goes in there nice and securely. No thread of that ever falling out. And you also get the rifle, which is just cast in black, but it's sculpted well enough. It's got all the details kind of that you would expect it to have. Made of a very pliable material, which is good in the sense that you don't really run the risk of snapping it and breaking it. But you do kind of want to be careful of warpage, I suppose. And you can get that in his hand. Let's see. I don't think that should be that hard to do. Yeah, you can get that in his hand easy. And let's see. Get him in the... Might be a little more challenging getting a two-handed pose because the stock is kind of big. You should be able to do it. I might not be able to get good aiming, like aiming down the sides pose, but there we go. You kind of want to be careful with the gun warping. They have it kind of all skewed up right now, but you can't get them two-handed. You might have to mess with it a bit to get it to work properly. I don't know if you'll be able to get a good aiming down the sights pose. The stock is quite big, but he does look good like that. I think it looks really cool. So now, real quick, before we end off here, just want to do a couple real quick comparisons. So here he is with actually a old Clone Wars Death Watch Mandalorian figure. He has no accessories on him. I got him loose for like $5. Even with no accessories, like $5, you gotta take it. You can definitely see the similarities with like the blue, but obviously very different as well. Here's with the recent, or relatively recent from last year, Return of the Jedi Boba Fett. You can definitely tell the similarities, how the helmets look very similar. Just overall, they look pretty similar, but still different. I think they match up, kind of fit in together very well. And then lastly, of course, we gotta go and compare him with at least one version of Din Djarin. And here he is with the first Din Djarin they did, which I think is... this figure does, I think, take a little bit of reuse. I do believe the thighs, a little hard to tell. I think both thighs are reuse. I think both forearms are reuse. And I think the left shoulders are reuse. And then I think the head, torso, lower torso, and the boots are all new on this figure. So still a decent amount of new to make them feel different. But there definitely, I think, is some shared parts here. But that makes sense. The Death Watch Mando armor literally uses a ton of the same parts as Din Djarin's armor. So, but yeah, overall, it's a really great figure. I think this is an excellent figure for 3 3/4 inch collectors. If you are collecting 3 3/4 inch, I highly recommend picking it up, unless for some reason you're really not into the Mandos, I guess, and maybe not. But if you're into the Mando stuff, and if you just collect, excuse me, 3 3/4 inch Star Wars, I highly recommend picking this one up. Very cool, good accessories, looks great, poses well. Yeah, you can't really ask for more than that. It's a really, really nice figure, and Hasbro just keeps killing it with the 3 3/4 inch line of figures. I am excited to see how the Black Series actually stacks up with this one. Anyways, that's all I got to say for this. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Check out my Instagram, where I post pictures of toy photography and all that sort of good stuff. And I will see you all in the next one. May the Force be with you.